Hello, you beautiful, amazing, stunning, smart people. Guess what? We're back, baby. Rejuvenated or hungover. I'm not really sure. I'm a bit of both. Welcome back to Hitting the Bars. Sav, I missed you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I have missed you. I've missed recording with you, mostly because we just get to catch up. And I was like, wow, where has Keltie been? Just gallivanting like always in Europe, you know? Tell me,
Sounds good.
what have you been up to since we last saw you?
That's a good question. I feel like I've done so much, but yet done nothing at the same time. Isn't that summer summed up? But
Relatable.
I was in Sweden, came back. Megs came back from Sweden with me. We went to Vancouver for like 3 days. Then we went to Alberta, represent home province. Visited Millie and my mom in Edmonton for a couple days. Hit up YG Cycle, KB and Co, Ucholitos. Anyone from Edmonton is screaming, so I had to plug those in because they're just. If you ever go to Edmonton, go to Ucholinos and get the ricotta bread. It is the best thing you'll ever eat.
Oh, you're
Um,
obsessed with, oh no, you're obsessed with burrata at the
I
moment.
am, but ricotta at Ucholitos is the best thing you will ever eat. And no one, I overhype it so much, except every single person who eats it is like, oh my God. I'm like, I know. So,
Is
one thing.
ricotta cottage cheese?
No, it's like it's almost like a whipped cream cheese, is kind
Oh,
of the
wait, I
texture.
have had that. Yeah.
You don't like it?
No. Oh my
Uh,
God, I had it on pancakes, and I
oh,
love, like, ricotta lemon pancakes because it's, like, in the batter, so you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
tell, it just makes it fluffy. It was, like, smacked on top, and I'm a cheese girl. I will eat
yeah,
any cheese you hand me.
yeah,
That one, I was like, "What is that thing?"
yeah. No,
So,
I
I'll
don't
have to
know
try your
sweet.
ricotta.
You gotta do it savory. It's like with olive
Okay.
oil and sourdough bread.
Maybe I
Stunning.
wasn't anticipating the savory cheese moment, and that's
Yeah,
why.
I wouldn't. I'm not about that. Cheese with sweet, not for me.
No.
That's a hard no. But
Yeah.
speaking of a hard
Carry on.
yes, down to Calgary Stampede. If you've ever been, you know my state of mind after that. It is a battle. Just like as soon as you hear Stampede, people are like, "Oh, have fun, but good luck." It is mayhem. I saw people belly flopping in puddles of water. Like, cause
Ew.
it poured rain like no tomorrow. And it was so funny because everyone like runs to the tent. And slowly at first, everyone's kind of enjoying it. They're like, oh, this is fun. And there's a little puddle. And then it started flooding a little. So everyone started getting closer. And when I say everyone, I mean thousands of people started like getting closer and closer as the water was like rising, rising. And then eventually everyone's just like, we're going to be wet. And then so my friends are like sitting in patio chairs in the middle of the water, like their butts are just about to get wet. People are dancing in the rain. It's just
Oh, that
chaos.
sounds it sounds like a human moment, though.
It
Does that
it
make sense?
Okay, I have to show this video. I might just post it on TikTok. Honestly, we should post it on our TikTok to find these two couples, or one was a group of friends and one was a couple, I'm assuming, and they were dancing in the rain. And I have this video, and it's like the most main character energy moment I've ever seen. Like you just tell, he just grabbed her, was like, "Girl, we're dancing in the rain." They're just like two-stepping. I was like, "Oh," but over here, I'm like, "This dress is too cute. I'm not getting it wet."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love that. I
It
feel
was
like I
so cute.
call those moments that nobody cares. They're not trying to do anything. They're just being human. That's how I
Yeah,
call those
I
moments. Like
like that.
when you leave your phone at home and you go for a walk and you like get caught in the rain and you're like jumping in puddles and you just don't give a flying fuck. You're just
I like
like back to, I don't know, it reminds me of like the 90s movies or something.
Oh my god. It's so, like, epitome of in the moment. You're like, you are living.
Mhm.
This is all that matters, nothing else does. There's just this moment right now. It's so romantic. I like that, being
That
human.
is.
You should
That is
trademark that.
romantic.
It's
I know,
very
I will. Should I make a shirt
you
that
should
says "Have human moments"?
I
They'll be like,
guess.
"What?"
It's, like, such a confusing thing out of concept. It's like, aren't they all? It's like,
Yeah.
opposed to what?
Curated human moments.
There's the antithesis? I butchered that word.
Yeah, I don't even know what you were trying to say. I thought you were
I
saying
don't
anticipation. I
like,
my vocabulary is slim. I keep thinking I need to do the word of the day app.
oh, I tried it once, the Wordle. The Wordle. I don't even know. I was like, I'm so bad at it. So just know when I was like, what are you gonna be like coming back from Stampede? Everything there. That's my new. I lost a couple IQs. It's gone. It's gone.
Where'd you get your Coors Light bandana? Everybody's been harassing you on that
Ooh.
thing.
I'll, I think I have the link under a highlight on Instagram, but it's from Revolve. They have a full Coors Light
Nice.
Like, honestly, it's funny. We planned our Stampede outfits like 3 months in advance, because me and my girlfriends are extra. And my
I
one
remember
girlfriend
this.
sent me, she's like, they have a Coors line at Revolve. And I was like, you bet your butt I'm going to do it. And so, yeah, I just wore the bandana. You have to tie those suckers tight, though.
Oh my
Um,
God, yeah.
I don't know how I didn't flash anyone. I'm genuinely shocked. Like, even Megs, as I was leaving, he's like, at first I had like a bra underneath, like a strapless bra. And then I was like, this hurts my chest. I'm not doing this. He's like, you're
Yeah.
just free nipple in it. I'm like, yeah,
Raw dog in it.
yep, raw dog. No bra, just
Free
bando.
nipple.
Yep. I was like, you know what? They're nipples. We all got them.
We all preach, sister.
Probably. I'm sure
Preach.
there's a couple people that don't. And I respect you as well.
Wow, that was a very politically correct statement.
You know what? There's someone out there without a nipple and they feel so hurt right now.
There's someone out there with a third nipple. Have you ever heard that?
I have. Was it Austin Powers? Wasn't Austin Powers with a third nipple? Was
I
that
don't know.
there was a
I have
movie in
no
the
idea.
90s and that was a big thing. I just remember that being a big thing in the
I
90s.
remember it being a big thing in conversations in that, well, not in the 90s, but like in movies. You're right.
It
But I don't
was
know
a
if it was Austin Powers.
I don't know what it is, but moral of the story, in the 90s, they were obsessed with the concept of a third nipple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Had
How
to
was
do
your
that.
summer? What have you been up to? Tell.
Summer's been fabulous. You know, I've been hunkered down on the island. We're getting ready to be gone for, well, actually, what did we do? At one point, I went to Minnesota. I think that was after I saw you.
Tropical?
So tropical. Saw some of my besties.
Love.
And I basically had promised them that we would go. And that's the thing. Michael and I, like, when we commit, we commit. Like,
Mhm.
it's my pet peeve when people bail. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to be that person because I believe in karma. Um, but yeah, that was a fun little trip. I went to Washington. I saw my mama, and I got to see like my friend Kayla. She's been my best friend since high school. She had a baby, so I got to meet the
Yeah.
baby, see my sister-in-law, all the fun stuff. And then I think other than that, I've been just home on the island. I started a 6-week cut, and I'm 4 weeks in, so a month in.
Nice. Well done. I've
And
been watching. I've been watching the YouTube and on social media. How's it
hell
going?
yeah. It's actually going really well. I feel like
Nice.
I just like everybody has this moment where they look in the mirror or they feel a certain way and they're just like, something's got to give, something's got
Mhm.
to change. And it was like snowballing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can control this. And
I
so
love it.
I just was like, you know what? 6 weeks of me not traveling. I was supposed to have a trip to LA. I was like, nope, we're doing 6 weeks.
Mhm.
And I stayed home. I started counting my macros again. I haven't done that in years. And I was nervous because I'm one of those girls that like overanalyzes macros.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have a healthy relationship with it now where it's like more
Mhm.
science based than more trying to restrict. It's just like, oh, okay, you need to eat more protein. Like, obviously, you eat more carbs,
Mhm.
and that might make sense why you're so hungry or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And then I just like started a new training routine. I've been documenting the weight I've been using, and then just like getting more movement in, getting more cardio in. Lots of Stairmaster, lots of running, lots of hot girl walks with friends.
Love.
And I limited my drinking, probably
Oh.
opposite of you this summer. But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like we had opposites on that because you're in Europe. But
Yep.
you know what? I feel good. I mean, I just had my friend Kat visit, and there's nothing better than when you have a friend that's on the same wavelength as you. And so,
Yes.
like, one night we got a little rowdy. We had 4 drinks within like
Mhm.
6 hours, but we were still like
Ooh.
pretty turnt when we got home. And
Yeah.
then the rest of the time we just hung out and like did face masks and did like tour the island. It was really nice. And I was like, wow, this is awesome to just have like a healthy girl weekend. Meanwhile, Michael went to New York for our friend Rob's 30th and he was getting turnt AF. They went
Mhm.
clubbing and everything.
Love.
And I was like, I was sad I missed it because Kat had already planned that she was coming. But I was like, honestly, with my goal of 6 weeks, there was no way I could have done that. Like, I would have been the sober one at a club, and you know how I feel about that. I can't do it.
Oh, I would never want that for you. I know you
No,
so well, and I'm like, that's not your jam. That's not.
no,
You have
I'd cave
skills.
in.
You have skills in life, and one is not club and sober.
Not Clarbin, not clubbing, Clarbin.
Clerman, sorry.
Yeah, get it right, lady. But I got like a drink for this
Mhm,
time, a gimlet, and I fit it into my macros, tequila, and just lime
mhm,
juice. I just don't do the
mhm.
agave. Shaken,
Nice.
not stirred. It's so
Ooh,
good.
that sounds
And I'd
stunning.
have like one on the weekends. It was lovely.
It's so nice to have friends that there is weekends, like, for example, a Stampede where you go and you're like, "We're all self-sabotaging together, and it's gonna be so
Absolutely.
fun, and we're gonna be human, we're gonna have human moments." But then it's really nice to also have a friend that you can feel better once they leave. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're rejuvenating ourselves together. We're in routine
Totally.
together, and I get to do it with someone, but you're, like, better because of it. It's not like sometimes when you're social or plan with other people, it can leave you drained. Even if you're
Yeah.
extroverted, like, it's just, like, you
Yeah.
have so much plan, you have this and that. It's, like, it's nice when you can have those moments.
Yeah. I agree. And it's like, I think what did we even do? We saw the Barbie movie, like, it was just so wholesome. Ate good food, and, like, yeah, not that a lot of my friends don't, but, like, when you do you know what I mean, when you have
Mhm.
friends that are heavy drinkers or, like, my
Oh, yeah.
my dad, when I go visit him, oh my god, I have to, like, gear up my liver, and I'm always happy to do that, I'll never complain, but this 6-week cut, I was like, "I am doing this no matter what." Like, we had a 4th of July party,
Mhm.
I did it. I was like, "You know what? I don't care," and, like, you guys drink as much as you want. I have this fit into my macros, and, like,
Mhm.
I don't plan on doing it forever, but I
Yeah.
was like, for this 6-week cut, I just need to show myself I can finish something, and I feel like I couldn't before. I kept, like, dipping my toes into things, so I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, for the love of God, just sit
Just do
down
it.
and do something," and you know what? I feel good. I feel confident again. I'm like, yeah, I feel a lot better just mentally as well.
It's so nice, and it's so basic, and it's like I think you just have a plan. You said 6 weeks, so you said you're not dieting the
It's
rest
not
of your
that
life, but
long.
it's just,
Yeah.
like, to prove to yourself, you're like, "I said something and I felt followed through." Even when there's little hurdles and you can tell yourself in the head, you're like, "Oh, well, I've been really good, and what does one day hurt?" And technically one day wouldn't hurt, but you're just like, "No, I just said this, and I'm gonna be accountable to
Mhm.
myself." And that's like that
It's
I
like a
feel
principle.
yeah, and I think that's how you build confidence, if I've learned anything, it's just, like, you stay accountable to yourself, and that equals confidence, like, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, and just have people that are in your lane that support you. I mean, Michael's been
Yes.
so supportive, and, like, so have all of my friends on the island, and so that's been really nice.
Mhm.
And yeah, like, my sister-in-law is doing the same thing, but it's kinda nice to just hold yourself accountable and, like, do it on your own, you know?
Yeah.
Not have you don't always have to have a buddy when you go to the gym. I think a lot of girls, they're like, "Well, I want that accountability," and I love that for them, but also know at the end of the day, that buddy may fall out of, like, that routine, get
Mhm.
busy, doesn't mean you should. So you gotta find out how to be your own buddy, and I think that's what it really shows. Plus, I had, like, really bad habits. I just, like, kept getting really lazy, and I
Mhm.
was falling back into before my fitness journey, and I
Ah.
didn't know that was possible, and it is. And I felt like I started from square one to where, like, I was eating junk and I wasn't feeling good. But it
Mhm.
was, like, such a habit at that point that I was like, "Whatever. I'm gonna stay fit forever." And then
Yeah.
they were like, "No, you're not." And I was like,
Mm.
"Well, I don't feel like I look like myself as much anymore." And yeah, I think if anybody is listening and feels that way, challenge yourself. Doesn't have to be a cut, but it could be something like just hold yourself accountable to one thing, like
Yeah.
whether it's going to the gym a couple times a week or going
Mhm.
for a walk or even like improving your diet. I think it's just so important.
Oh, yeah, and I think we're all guilty of, like, you have the knowledge, so you kinda just assume you're doing it, but then sometimes you,
Mhm.
like, analyze your day to day and you're like, "Oh, I'm not sleeping. I haven't had a
Mhm.
vegetable in 2 weeks. I'm not doing my cardio." Like, I know those things, but then suddenly you actually, like you get busy, you get distracted, like, we're no longer 18 and all that matters is gym, bar, school, like, we got other things going on.
Yeah.
So I think, just like you said, these things, but suddenly when you do, like, an audit and you actually, like, took accountability and you're like, "No, I'm gonna
An
change it."
audit.
An audit
Yeah.
of your life, you're
I
like, "You know
audited
what?"
myself. I pulled
Who needs
myself away.
the IRS? No, baby, you are locked up.
That's
Pay your
hilarious.
taxes.
Yeah. "You're done, Savannah." That's what I said to myself. But it is funny, like, this industry as well, and, like, I just I feel like you get a lot of imposter syndrome,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I always have had it being like, I don't even understand how I had, like, gotten to this point in my career, But now that I'm doing this, I'm like, I actually know my shit. Like, I know
You
what I
do.
need to execute. I know how to do it in a healthy way. And
Mhm,
so it makes me feel even better because I train so many ladies now. And like
mhm,
to be like empathizing with them when they are, trying to improve their nutrition or
mhm.
when they are trying to improve their weightlifting, whatever it may be. I'm like, hey, I'm there right with you. And I think that's cool because yeah, after a while, you're like, wait, do I even like the gym anymore? And I was like, I
Mhm.
need to figure out what I like. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, it's been a nice eye opening
Yeah.
for me, I guess.
It's inspiring for a lot of people because anyone can like fall off, but anyone can also get back on, just like you did.
Yes.
It just keep
Get
yourself
back on the
accountable.
horse.
Get it. Say what's
Get
it?
her.
Save a cowboy, ride a horse.
Oh my God. Yeah. Or do both.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Does that
jokes
make
there, but
sense?
no, but
No, that doesn't
okay.
make
That
sense.
doesn't make
No.
sense at all. But and you're like,
Forget what I said.
rewind, rewind. We're just gonna erase that from everyone's memory. And on that note, should we jump into the headlines? We haven't done it for so long.
Let's do it.
So we thought it'd be kind of fun. These are like headlines, things we've seen trending on the fitness world online while we've been on vacay. And so I thought,
MIA.
am I missing? There's something I noticed, and I got a bone to pick with the running community. I hate
Tell it.
Hoka running shoes. I hate Roka. Roka. I just say it. Roka. Hoka. Is it Hoka or Hookah?
I
Hookah.
don't
Hoka.
know.
I don't see.
I
I
have
don't
no
even know.
idea.
I have no time. Moral of the story. I
I
hate
don't
them.
care.
I hate them. You know what they look like to me? I'm sorry, I'm triggering a bunch of people, but you know Walmart. Have you heard of it?
Oh,
Walmart.
I've heard of Walmart.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
If Walmart were to design a logo and like make their own like running shoes, $50 affordable, not good running shoes, they would be Hokas. Like that's what they look like. Hokas look like Walmart running shoes. I said it. I said it. Someone
Wow.
had to say it.
Keltie is a hater.
I am. And also, now the thing is, the colors are so cute. They have the cutest colors. And so I think that's also why it's become popular. There's a lot of TikTok girls, especially I think her name's Renee, and I love her. Like I consume all of her content. She has the cutest outfits, and she always matches their outfits to the hookahs. So it looks so good. So we all buy them. I almost bought it. But
Is
here's the
she
book.
sponsored?
No, I think she is probably at this point now, but no, she's just
Like
like
dropping
classic,
the
like
dollars.
obsessed. And you know what? I'm obsessed. I've saved probably 300 of her Pinterests and TikToks. Like I'm
I
obsessed
need to
too.
look at this girl.
You should. You've probably seen her and just don't realize it. Like she's been on your For You page and you're like, oh, like she's all over Pinterest and that. Or maybe just me. Maybe
Okay.
I'm just in this ecosystem. But
Okay.
I do have to preface about the hookahs. They are great for some people. And I think that's more my pet peeve is if I can give one piece of advice, because I get this question so much, and you probably do too. What running shoes should I wear? And I have a couple running shoes I love. Like right now, I'm loving On Clouds. I'm actually going to go get my running form assessed to get like perfectly matched. But running shoes are so personal. I don't think a lot of people realize like
Mm-hmm.
there's a toe to heel drop in every running shoe. So how high your heel is compared to your toe, it can be neutral, flat, so 0, or it can be up to like 12, which is like high. And that depends if you're a toe runner, a heel runner, all this. And like the hookahs are so padded and high that I think that they're very dramatically. And that's why a lot of people like them. You try them on and they're really comfy. But there's also something about it worries me, not for everyone, some people, is like they're so cushioned that you're not actually building that, like they're almost like a brace or a crutch. So say I had to run a marathon tomorrow and I haven't worked up to that and I need something that's going to like cushion, go get something like a hookah. It will cushion you because you're not trained up, but you need to train up your joints and your muscles for that impact. So sometimes I'm like, are they hurting, like almost setting people back because they're so cushioned instead of training your joints to be able to withstand it a little bit? So I
Mm-hmm.
now I'm starting to see some people complain and they're getting injured because of them. So it's
Oh.
less of an actual hate on hookahs. I'm like, you just might not be a hookah girl. You might like the hookah girl look, but you might be a Nike girl. You might be Adidas. Like
Yeah.
I can't wear Adidas because my foot is so narrow. So I tend to lean towards Nikes. And
Mm-hmm.
so more so I shouldn't hate on hookahs because if they get in you to run, they feel good and they match your wardrobe. I love it. But I just want to give a PSA that go get tested. It's free at like running room stores.
Mm, I agree. Yeah.
And I was just like, we just don't need any injuries because we want to look cute. Because I do that all the time. I buy something because I want to look cute, and I regret it, and I have so many foot problems because of it. So I had to let that hot take out.
Okay, I like it. Honestly, I've never thought about wearing them because I am somebody that's self-conscious of her big feet, and those puppies are huge. So my friend Julia threw those things on her feet the other day, and I was like, what the hell are those? I was like, what? I'm so not in the trend with the shoes. I just got Metcons. Like,
Nice.
I am behind in these trends. And yeah, I was like, I'm also such a freaking frugal Nelly when it comes to shoes. Michael and I will wear our shoes to the ground. I'm not kidding you.
Don't be that person.
I know. I hate myself, but I just like, I don't know. Once I break in a shoe, I don't want to get rid of her. I had these Adidas Ultra Boosts. People
I know the
harass me
ones.
online.
I know the
yeah,
ones.
you know what?
I know
because
the
they're
ones.
gross and they're like holy and they're like, for the love of God, Savannah, throw them away. And I'm like, no. So what I did was once I bought my Metcons, I was literally in a hotel room in Chicago and I left my Ultra Boosts like there because I was like, I wasn't gonna throw it away. I had to discard them and just not look back because if I put them in a trash, I go back. And honestly, I wish I didn't throw them away because I needed them the other day.
The irony.
So
the irony.
I should have kept them because we were like going to this waterfall and he had to wear shoes he didn't care about. And I was like, gosh, dang it, my Ultra Boost. But
you need to break
Hokas, up. Yeah, that's a big of you to say. And I also agree with the statement of Adidas wider, Nike narrow, because I love Adidas. And then I finally bought Nike and I have wide feet. Once again, big feet. And it took so long to break in to my Nikes. It was so uncomfortable. But like, I don't remember why I did it. I think I didn't know they were narrow. And I was like, wow, these are having my dogs barking. That's my new saying.
Dogs are
barking. Oh, my dogs are barking. And Michael thinks it's the funniest thing. If I need him to laugh, all I say is my dogs are barking.
I love it.
Literally the other night, Kat and I came home after having all those cocktails and I was like, oh, and we had been sitting elevated on a bar stool. So like all of the blood had rushed to our feet. They were just dangling and I had like heels on that were strapped onto me.
I know the feeling.
Our feet are so swollen. We get back. I'm like, Kat, my dogs are barking. And I explained the situation to her. And then I was like, let's put them in the cold plunge. So we stood in the cold plunge with our gross feet like for 3 minutes to help with it. And it did help.
That's
and now
genius.
She says my dogs, are barking.
New motto: the dogs be barking.
The dogs are barking.
Summer 2023. The dogs be barking. I love it. I love it.
Should I make a shirt?
I think you should merch. First merch shirt. The dogs be barking.
The dogs are barking.
On the back it says a human moment.
That's the human moment. I think of like the movies with like a man that's like, oh, my dogs are barking. And it's like putting it in like a bucket of ice or something. And you're just like, gross.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I just also have to preface, I'm doing that running assessment in 2 weeks. And how much you want to bet she's going to be like, you should be wearing Hookahs. So I could eat my words. I could, but so prepared to see me wearing Hookahs in 2 weeks as well. But as of now, I'm like, we all need to stop wearing Hookahs. Except if you need to wear Hookahs.
Keep me updated.
I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted. Yeah. As of right now, I bought On Clouds. Oh, love them. But that's off topic. Love them. Okay. Speaking of a love or hate, something that you and me are polar opposites, but both love. The high slit running short. Commonly, there's the Fast and Free by Lulu. And the Nike ones, I forget. They're like the Swift. Aero Swift or something they're called. I have a pair of them. I don't know. You've seen them. They're just like, we've all seen them. They just got the two slits. So it got like the high slit and they kind of got the flaps. And they're everywhere. I love them. But I don't think they're great all the time because I'm going to let you take what you told me out there.
If you're somebody that's thicker thighed like me and your thighs may rub up against each other, then the slits ride up and it looks like you're wearing a full-blown diaper when you're walking. Like it's like you're in underwear. It's truly insane. And Keltie had asked, like, what are your thoughts on it? And Keltie's the one that told me to get them. And I bought another pair. I do love them.
Mhm.
I just don't care if I look like I'm wearing underwear, but it's not practical if I don't want people to see my ass cheeks hanging out.
Mhm.
Also, the like built-in underwear is very baggy, diapery. It's not a flattering thing. I'm not trying
Oh,
to look sexy in these things. That's for
mm-mm.
sure.
That's so I think we should just normalize because they're trending. I think a lot of people are buying them, and you got to be warned. They ride up on some people. It also depends on like your thigh size, your hip ratio. You're like, we're women are built so different in our like thighs to hips and butt size that it can definitely cause some ride up. They look so cute, and when you're running, um but even like for myself, I personally don't find they ride up until I'm in like the high kilometer mark because I don't know if anyone else can relate. If I'm running for a long period of time, my legs swell. Um, and then I start to notice them riding up.
Uh-huh.
So definitely have to be like, especially if I'm like pounding electrolytes like a psychopath I am.
You truly do.
I
I
do.
recently told somebody about how much sodium you can.
It's a lot.
I've never seen it.
You know, if I don't, I cramp. So I've learned it's my character flaw. I'm that person that oversalts my food, drink a lot of Element, plug Elements. All I can say is Element finally sponsored a bunch of videos. So I'm like, finally, there's no one who consumes more salt.
Truly. Like,
Yeah.
it was the moment that you poured the salt in our Airbnb into your freaking hand and just pounded it. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
I'd be
what
great.
are you doing?
No, just kidding. Bad joke.
What did you say?
I just sniffed.
Sniffed? Oh, I thought you
It
said
was a
niffed. I was like,
cocaine
what's
joke.
niff?
It was a cocaine joke, Seth. It was
Good
good.
one. Good one.
Oh, but anyways, moral of the story. I think we should just warn people that they might ride up. And if they do ride up on you, there's nothing wrong with you. They ride up on like all of us at some
Yeah.
point. You just
They are
kind of
so
embrace.
cute.
They
But
are.
I have had when people are like, your entire butt cheeks hanging out, and
Mhm.
I pull it down. And if you put the fanny pack, like the Lululemon fanny pack with it,
Mm.
oh, it's a diaper.
Ooh.
So don't do that. I've learned that
Okay.
lesson too. Because it's something about like it cinches it up.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. I started wearing now I'm that person. I have a running vest now. I know. I'm that
Okay, why
person.
do people have running vests? Can you answer
They're
this for
they're
me?
the best thing ever, and I hate myself because there's nothing more embarrassing than the walk from my apartment down to the running trails while I'm just chilling in, like, Oakley sunglasses, running vest, and just standing there. People are like, "You can't like, you gotta run so fast and wear that stuff." Other not actually, but this is just my own self-consciousness. Like, if I'm just, like, casually running and I'm decked to the nines, people are like, someone's overcompensating, but why you wear it, multiple things. The one thing like, with the fanny packs and that is like it kind of makes you off like all the weight's in your back. Do you know what I mean? Like at least for
Yeah.
myself, like you feel a little off balance because you're holding everything in your back and it's like slamming against you. So the nice thing about the vest is you can pack a bunch of stuff. Like there's spots for your gels, for your keys. If you take your t-shirt off, you can loop it around on the back. There's a spot for
Oh,
your so it
cool.
kind of like distributes the weight of everything you're carrying because you
Yeah.
honestly don't need them if you're just like a 5 kilometer to 8 kilometer runner. But if you're someone who's going in like the 10, 15, 20, you're training for marathons, you got to start carrying like gels. You have to have food on you, and that's how you like carry it. So that's the nice thing about the vest is it just allows you to carry a bunch of stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. I
And
did watch your
oh,
YouTube video when you were making fun of yourself with the sunglasses.
I am so embarrassed to wear it. Like it looks so
They're
cool, but
big.
it's a state like I get stared at and not in a good way, not like, "Oh, hot girl." It's like, "Who the hell are you trying to be? You're running at like a 7 kilometer an hour pace right now. Like, what are you doing?" I'm like, and the worst is I film myself. Do you know how much of a douchebag I look filming myself with a running vest?
Totally.
And Oakley's they're like,
Totally.
"This girl is so full of herself." I'm like, "I'm not, but I am because I'm a YouTuber and I hate myself."
Self-loathe.
Literally every time I take it out, like, and I try to time it, but yeah, and then I put the camera down, run past, go back, pick up the camera. Influencers in the wild, it
Truly.
toughest job on earth. Just
Truly.
kidding.
You know what I got that is
What?
truly the most embarrassing thing
Oh,
ever?
tell.
A selfie light. I got it for the
I
wedding.
love it.
Okay, but, like, not just, like, the normal selfie light for like YouTube.
Yeah.
Tiny compact selfie light that you bring with you. It is,
Yeah.
I look like Kim Kardashian. Kat and I had taken all these photos. Oh my God. We were so full of ourselves in the moment, and we were taking them at this resort, and people were just staring at us. So it's just me being like, yeah, that's so cute, taking the picture and then holding the light at the same time. And it's this tiny little compact light, like the size of my hand. You just put it in your purse. And I will never, ever go back to no light. I just like, I bought it for the wedding and I never used it because I thought it looked stupid. And then I was like, wait, Kat, I have this light. Let's just try it.
Yeah.
And we took probably the best photos I've ever taken in my life.
Oh my God. Everyone needs it. I think that there's nothing
Everybody
lame about
needs
that.
it.
That is amazing.
Whether you are influenced or not, you need this. It's like, this finally makes sense why the Kardashians look so good in every photo. They definitely have a
They
selfie
know
light.
everything. They know everything like that. They got
Yep.
someone fix it. Like they have all the skills.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it looks
and
like paparazzi.
I was gonna be like, it's a vibe. You could be like, oh, I'm a little embarrassed, or you could be like, party strobe light anyone, and then suddenly like, look at these girls, they're so much fun. They got their own strobe light. You just have to like start flashing around like it's a neon sign, getting your bottles taken out. I think it's a
Absolutely. It
vibe.
is so bright, so it may damage your eyeballs.
Don't do
Just
it for
don't look
too
into
long.
it. Don't do
Disclaimer.
it for too long. Yeah.
Sav is not responsible for any retina damage you get from the
Nope.
selfie light.
You're out for your own, people.
It's a cruel, cruel world out there.
Cruel,
Selfie
cruel
or
summer.
healthy life. Ooh, you would. Isn't that a Taylor Swift song?
Yes.
Yeah. I
Keltie
knew
went
I
to
caught
the
I caught
Taylor
the
Swift
reference.
concert
I caught
and
it.
didn't know. You didn't know the iconic like part that we all sing along, the bridge to Cruel Summer.
I was like, I know it, but I was like, is that why I know it? You know what I mean? The song
I'm
popped in
pretty sure
there.
I yelled, I hate you, while you didn't. I'm like, I'm drunk in the back of the car. I could literally sing the whole thing right now. And I look over and I just go, I hate you. As you're just like silently
I know
dancing.
that. I knew that song though. See what I mean?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
knew
know
the
the words.
song. You
Yeah.
didn't know the bridge. And that's what matters.
I swear I know the bridge to that one. I could
There's
have
a
got caught
difference
up.
between you and I right there.
And I was also
No,
drunk.
because
Did I
I
not know that
remember
one?
this moment being like,
Probably.
what the hell is wrong with you, Keltie?
Probably missed it. Honestly, I was probably in my own world, just be like, what's going on?
Yeah, you're
Just
like,
zoned out.
whoa, these girls are intense.
I was just taking it all in. I was like, I'm here for the moment. I'm here for the love of the artist.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Still, once a Swiftie, always a Swiftie. We accept all Swifties, okay? We don't discriminate. We don't hate on you for not knowing. I just judge you a little bit. I don't
That's
hate
fine.
on you. I judge you.
I'm a part-time Swiftie. I love a good Taylor
Part-time.
Swift song. I just don't go down the Easter egg route. But like you sing
Oh,
along, you
we
belong
do.
with me, I will go crazy. But do I know where it comes from? Not so much.
Like, I'm in the section of believing Taylor Swift and Carly Kloss were dating. I'm
Oh,
that
I
kind of
see.
Easter egg girl. I'm here for it.
I've heard the Easter egg. I've never dove into the Easter egg. You've cracked
Oh,
it and
you
fried
should.
it.
Yeah, I
You know what?
literally,
I
I
love
have
them
proven
both.
people wrong. Mm-hmm.
I
When
love
they're
both
like,
them. So.
no way. I'm like, let me show you the evidence. Boom, folder I made.
What? PDF. Do you want the
Literally.
PowerPoint presentation or the
Attached to
slideshow?
the PDF I made on Canva.
Here's my Excel sheet.
Yeah,
I love it. You know,
absolutely.
I respect it. I respect it
Mm-hmm.
from a distance.
Yeah, you're like, and I'm gonna exit. Okay,
You know what?
headline 3.
Headline 3. This is less of a headline and more of a, is this my TikTok? Is this everyone's TikTok? High protein. I feel that's like, every year there's like a it thing, whether it be eat clean, if it fits your macros, what I eat. You know, I mean, there's always something is the it thing all year, what I eat in the days of filled of. Is it just me or is everyone's just high protein is the name of the game this summer?
I don't know, but I'm telling you, I'm high protein at the moment.
I love it.
Well, actually, I mean, like, my macros actually quite normal, but like in comparison, before I started tracking my macros, I did not prioritize protein one bit. I just kind of ate. I knew I should have, but I was
Yeah.
like, I don't really like meat. I get tired of lentils, and I didn't want to make a protein shake out of sheer laziness. Where now I throw in the shake, I throw in lots of protein for my lunch, make sure I have it literally for every single meal.
Yeah.
I don't get it on my TikTok, but I just knew for me, like with how I wanted to train and how I wanted to like feel, I needed
Yeah.
to increase my protein.
I love it. I guess my thing
Yeah.
is like every once in a while you're scrolling and you get a what I eat in a day. And a lot of mine, and I have some friends who also do it. So I could be biased that I'm just watching my friends do it. And so my For You gives me more of that. And they're high protein. And I guess like I'm like really happy to see it because I feel there's always been this underlying thing of like a lot of women. I'm stereotyping. I'm obviously not every girl's like this, but a lot of women are like scared of protein because it's
Yeah.
associated with like muscle and man is going to make you manly when it's
Yeah.
probably debatably Peter Tia says it and he's smarter than me that like protein is probably the most important macronutrient because you need it to build like you need it to live. It's not gonna make you bulk up like crazy. It's going to
No.
help satisfy you. You need a certain amount like that. Also, your muscles include your heart and your lungs and everything like that. So you need it for just like general well being. So I'm just loving it. I guess my only thing is like, let's be a little careful. I notice like everything has to be high protein. Maybe this is just like, you know what I mean? Everyone suddenly like everything has to be like protein powder in. I was like, we can also just have flour. Not everything has to be the protein
Totally.
recipe.
Totally.
But at the same time, like if you don't hate on people, because also I see in those threads, this is what I was like, just so much to talk about it, is like I saw this girl and she made this protein cinnamon roll, single serving, and then these people are
Ooh.
ripping her apart. I know, I was like, oh, fun, and
Yeah.
ripping her apart because they're like, why can't you just have the cinnamon bun? I'm just gonna have the cinnamon bun. Why does it have to have protein? I was like, maybe the girl hasn't had enough protein in the day, and she's
Yeah.
like, you
Let
know
the
what?
girl live.
I don't feel like a chicken breast right now. I could go for a cinnamon bun. Why don't I try this? Like, don't yuck on people's yum and like just
Yeah.
you know if you need it, there's fun ways to get protein. You should. I'm not going to comment on if you should eat meat or not, but like for me, it makes me my best self when I have meat in my diet, and I find I enjoy it. But at the same time, sometimes like I bought a Ninja Creamy, and so yeah, I've tried the
Oh,
protein ice cream.
you bought the Ninja Creamy?
I guess I lucked out
Get
so
out.
much. I lucked out
Oh,
so much. You couldn't find them anywhere. And then suddenly,
all I
Wa
want.
Walmart had like a pre-order 2 months in advance for $50 off. I was like, yes, please."
Whoa.
And so I got it, and I've eaten ice cream every night for the last 2 weeks.
I hate you.
It's
I was
so good.
so excited to try the Ninja Creamy. I went over to my friend Jamie's house. He had like made us dinner. He's like, guys, what kind of ice cream? I think we chose strawberry. Like he had prepped it. He's like, can't wait to show you the
Nice.
hype. And like they won't ship to Puerto Rico. So like he had to jump through hoops. He mentions, oh, I had like my Ninja Creamy was acting really weird the other day. Well, it happened that night and it literally burned a hole in it and it like tasted
Ugh,
purely of smoke. So it's
fun.
broken.
That
And like
sucks.
I went on TikTok and I was like, this is a common thing. Like it's a problem that Ninja Creamy's having is like they're
Oh.
malfunctioning. So
I'll
his
be
started
careful with mine.
malfunctioning after 2 weeks.
I'm at that 2-week mark. I gotta save. Pray for me. Pray for me.
I'm gonna pray for you, but I'm
I
so
mean,
jealous.
I also live on the same street as a marble slab, so you know, I'm not hurting too bad
What
if
is that? Cold
you don't know
Stone?
what marble slab is?
No.
Oh,
Is it ice cream?
it's my favorite food on the entire planet. Like last thing before I die, give me marble slab. It's kind of like like you pick the ice cream flavor, you put in the mix-ins on the cold stone. So I think it's just like a take on cold
Oh, it's
stone.
literally Cold Stone.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
but it's
Yeah,
better.
that sounds great.
I've had cold stone.
Sure.
Marble slab is better. Oh, the birthday cake ice
Okay.
cream, so good. But moral story, I live a block away from one. Did I go there yesterday, even though I have a Ninja Creamy? Possibly, but I will not admit to that.
That is so funny. I love that. I know. I'm so jealous. I have a shake like almost every day. And like I have the ghost fudge nutter butter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's my favorite
Okay,
flavor. And like get
so
chunks of it in it. It's so good.
that's so
Little
funny because
cookie.
I have a random one sample pack of Ghost Nutter Butter. And I was like, you know what, let's try this protein because I've just done like the pre-made shakes or actually milk and add a bunch of things. And I had a ghost one and I made that last night. So that's what I'm having tonight.
Ooh, let me
So
know what you think.
I'll
It's
let you
probably
know.
their old nutter butter. They came out with a fudge nutter butter, and that's where it has the cookie flakes in it.
I think it's the fudge one. Like it wasn't how
Oh,
long
good.
ago? It was like
Like,
in the last 2 months.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it
I
is.
I
It
would
looks new.
I did a shoot with them for it.
Oh, no, I think it was after before your shoot, so it's not the same
Oh,
one.
okay. Yeah.
I have a bad
But
sense of time.
my one thing tidbit I'll put on the high protein diet is
Mhm.
you need to make sure you are getting greens and that you are getting an adequate amount of fiber.
Mhm.
Because if you don't, high protein diet, you're gonna have some tummy issues.
Mm.
So just telling you.
Yeah, I feel like those are kinda like, just 2 things to think about on your diet, like, it's a non-registered
Mhm.
dietitian, but just in general, like, at least for me, I don't track, but I mindfully think, like, have you had enough fiber and protein in your day?" And then, like, I know I'll get enough fats and carbs, like, that's
Yeah.
not a problem ever, and so it's just more I'm like, "Oh, how much protein? I've had a couple handfuls of fiber," and then just eat to satiety, and I think that's kinda like a mindless way or like a non-specific way to kinda track macros or make sure you're accountable. It's just, like, monitor your
Yeah.
protein and fiber a little bit.
Yeah. Fiber key. I had to increase my fiber when I started this because you'll have tummy problems.
Oof.
And I just add in chia seeds when I can. I'll put it in water. I love chia seeds in water. And like, I don't know why. I just think it tastes so good. I like the texture. Or I'll
Yeah.
add it into my protein shake. And then just making sure I get a lot of greens. Like my body does not do well with high protein if I neglect that stuff.
Oh, really? That's good to know.
Mhm.
Good to know about
Mhm.
yourself.
Yeah.
Actually, here's a
I've had
hack.
a
I've
lot of
never
problems with it.
we've all been there. If I have too much
Yeah.
fiber, I'm the exact same way. Ooh, oof. But,
You're like the
I also will
opposite of
know
me.
I can have, like but, like, if I'm getting to this is a rough estimate, like, sometimes, like, over the 40, 50 grams, like, when I've done vegan challenges or whatever, oh,
Oh,
that's not
yeah.
fun. It's not fun. You gotta ease into that. You gotta
You
ease
really
into the
do.
fiber. You need enough,
Yeah.
and then if you push it, you need to ease the push. No pun intended.
Mhm. Mhm. Because what is it, like? Because you also isn't it like fruit with skin has a lot of fiber?
I think it depends on the fruit, but I think a lot of
Yeah.
fruits, like, the most high fiber part is the skin. Depending
Yeah.
there's a lot of fruit out there, and
Like,
I
I
the
literally went to my doctors, and they were, like, giving me fiber ideas. So
I love that. That's so cute.
mhm. Mhm.
Also,
So don't
try
neglect.
this I don't I don't know, but I saw this on TikTok. Chia seed, I know you said, like, chia seed pudding. Apparently, if you blend it, it's awesome.
I blended it just in my
Is
smoothies,
it
but I don't notice the difference.
oh, but, like, like chia seed pudding, like, you just put milk and chia
Oh,
seed,
you
and
blend
that
the
got
chia seeds?
yeah, like, you make the chia seed pudding blended, and it becomes really
Mm.
creamy. Seen that, it looks amazing, I'm too lazy to do it, but, someone out there might not be as lazy as me.
Yeah. But
Okay,
wait, I
let's
literally was like, "Am I crazy?" I had to look up high protein diet side effects. Bad breath, headache, and constipation.
I think that's, like,
Bad breath.
anything. Yeah.
That's random.
Eh, random, but just yeah, you don't need, like, double your weight in grams, like, if you're 150 pounds, you don't need 300 grams of protein kinda thing,
Yeah,
but
totally.
if you could do that, that's literally impressive, like, you should
Yeah.
join a food eating
How are you
contest.
even hungry? Yeah. All right. Headline 4.
Barbie, you saw it? Tell me, thoughts?
I saw it. Barbie I thought was cute. I don't know
Mhm.
if anyone else felt this way. Their trailer did not explain at all what this movie was gonna be about other than,
We
like,
all think that.
Margot Robbie is a Barbie that's, like, gonna go to the real world. That's all I knew. I was like, "What is the Ken part?"
Mhm.
And honestly, it's kind of funny how much they joke about Ken dolls because if you think about it, like, the whole premise was like, it was a very feminist movie, and it had, like, amazing points on how women, get pushed to the side with a lot of things and how, like,
Mhm.
today's society is still, like, generally ran by men,
Yeah.
and, like, in Barbie Land, it was quite opposite, but it
Mhm.
was so funny because, like, in Barbie Land, they joke about, like, the Ken dolls don't even have homes and things like that, and, like, if you think about it, when you're a kid,
Yeah.
I didn't want a Ken doll. I was
Ew,
like, "I
no.
rather have the mermaid Barbie. I rather have the
Yeah.
princess Barbie. I don't want to spend my money on Ken dolls." And
Yeah.
so it totally made sense. There was never a Ken home. It was only
No.
Barbie's home,
Well,
Barbie's
Ken's home would be
dreamland house.
awful. It's all about
Yeah.
Barbie. It's Barbie.
Yeah.
Ken's just living in it.
Yeah, so it was like the storyline was funny. Ken goes to, like, like, normal world and, like, finds
Yeah.
out, like, how much. much men run it and things like that. And you guys have to watch
Oh,
it, but
I'm
it's
excited to see
definitely
it.
worth a watch. I think it's very moving. But I think their budget, like which I know you're going to talk about, was wild for this movie. And it was, I think it was really cool for like also younger generations to watch,
Mhm.
but it's not a movie I would watch twice. Like I didn't think it was like that good of a storyline. It was quite
Yeah.
like choppy and a lot of holes
Mm.
that just like my logical thinking was like, wait, where's Will Ferrell? Like he was there an hour ago and he's supposed to
Yeah.
stop them. Where is he? You know?
So I
Mhm.
haven't seen it, so I can't comment on anything. I'm excited to see it. I did laugh. My one friend texted me last night. She was like, "Oh, Barbie was interesting." So it was about feminism. She's just like so ditzy brain. Like she goes in thinking it's gonna be like if you knew, I won't expose her, but if you knew, she probably went in thinking it was gonna be this like girly Ken. She thought it was gonna be a love story, and then suddenly it's
I thought
like
it was gonna be a
what
love story.
I
They
think a
didn't
lot of
tell
people.
you anything. That
I
was the
think I
point. They probably didn't tell you because they were like they wanted to be like, "Whoa, jump scare,
yeah,
feminism," which, like, I don't think is bad, but I
no,
literally thought it was a storyline on Ken, like, loving Barbie, and
yeah.
then it wasn't.
I think that's
Well,
like
he
how
does, but
I think they did that on purpose, like you said. Like they were like, "Oh,
yeah.
we're gonna," because that makes it so much better than versus being like, "This is this feminist movement." It's like, "Oh, you thought Barbie was better?" It's like when you think about it, Barbie was kind of the original feminist in the sense, like, name a girl that's had more jobs than Barbie.
Yeah, that
Just
was
saying.
the whole spiel in Barbie, was she thought in the real world that they had made such an impact. But then
Yeah.
when she went to the real world, they actually were like, "No, you didn't." And there was a little cameo of the Bratz dolls, and I didn't
Yeah.
know until I watched TikTok. So you guys should type in like cameo Bratz dolls for Barbie, because like that was her arch nemesis. I was a
Yeah.
Bratz doll player in a Polly Pocket. I wasn't
Mm.
really Barbie.
Oh,
I only liked mermaid Barbies. I didn't like
it's fu
anything else.
I was just about to ask you because I had one Barbie and I loved it, and I was Polly Pocket girl. I was like,
Yeah.
"What was your?" I was going to say, "What was your Barbie of choice?" But was it the Little Mermaid one?
It was not, it was the mermaids. So you could like you could
Ooh,
scrunch their hip or
yeah.
like pinch their hip and they could swim during bath time.
Oh,
And
I
also the
remember those.
movie showed all the different types of Barbies, even ones that didn't do well, like that they
Oh,
canceled. So
yeah.
that was funny. Because
Oh,
there were some
that's
funny,
fun.
weird Barbies, like Sugar Daddy Barbie or Ken doll or whatever, that like got discontinued. There was a
Wonder
pregnant one that
why.
got discontinued. Or like,
Oh.
do you remember the dog that like would poop out pellets?
Oh, yes. I think I
Everybody had the
that
dog.
yeah. I like
Yeah,
that
that
more
was
than the
in it.
Barbie. Oh my
Yeah, it was
god, that's
hilarious because
amazing.
everyone's like, "I had that."
You're like, "We that was weird childhood memory unlocked."
Yeah, so you were a Polly Pocket girl?
Yes, the only Barbie I had, and was the only one I was ever interested in, was the tennis player Barbie, and I remember her little tennis racket, and I was obsessed with it. That was the only Barbie I ever
Cute.
had, and you went
How
this
wholesome.
I know, so wholesome.
There
But,
was,
go on.
did you like Bratz ever or no?
I never went through a Bratz phase, no. I just, like,
Oh,
vaguely remember
loved
them, but
them.
I couldn't no, I wasn't a
And
Bratz
they
girl,
had
I
a
was Polly
movie,
Pocket.
and I had the soundtrack,
Mhm.
and then it's, like, the first movie, not the second one.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Chloe, she was my girl, or Sasha, loved her.
Oh, nice, nice. No, I missed the Bratz phase. Not for me.
Mhm. RIP.
Okay. Good times, good times. But I don't actually remember the stats from Barbie, but apparently it just killed. Like well, I remember some stats. It's like the fourth highest grossing weekend, that and Oppenheimer combined for like the
Mhm.
highest grossing. And it was the highest grossing movie of 2023. And the fact it was like a woman director is also so great. And like I think it's pretty
Yeah, it's
cool that like
cool.
the whole thing was about feminism and like
Yeah.
it was like female led and did so well. So it's kind of like regardless of everything, it's so poetic in itself how it's doing. And
Yeah.
it's just cool to see. Like I'm very biased as like I would consider myself semi in the film world just as being like a YouTuber and like in essence once you YouTube you're a director, producer, all that. So you're just making mini films. So just seeing like women and it's like there's not women in the space at all. Like name
Mhm.
the amount of women directors on the tip of your hands like most people can't. So it's just cool seeing. So respect it. See once again,
Yeah.
Barbie gets a bad rap, but is she the OG feminist?
Yeah, it was cool. They had a lot of good, they had, like, this moving speech I really liked, that would, like, break the Barbies out of this trance, and they would break the fourth wall a lot, which was
Oh, I
funny from like
love
a
that.
viewer. Yeah. But the stats were like, I think they spent 150 million on the
Mhm,
film and they made that back within a weekend. And then they
mhm.
also spent 100 million on
Yeah.
marketing.
Yeah. But I think they made 150 million just domestically the first weekend, so that
Yes.
doesn't account, so, like, it has, but it makes sense, like, Barbie's everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I have a pink water bottle right now, like, I'm so influenced, like, I don't even like pink, and pink's the color of summer. Now suddenly I love pink. They
Yeah,
did such a good job of marketing it. Oh my
they
god.
did. Go them.
Killed it. Love it. So, I got one last hot take before we jump into the confession sessions. Are you on Threads?
I am.
Actually, I know because I have you on Threads. I don't know why I asked. But here's my theory. Hear me out. Twitter's for the boys, Threads is for the girls. Now, my reason behind is I remember like 6 months ago, I was like, "Oh, who are the that girls, lack of a better term, of Twitter?" You know what I mean? There's the that girls of Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I was like, they're just talking about their wellness shots and they're going on hot girl walks and just I wanted memes of hot girls. Like that's what I was looking for, just a clip in YouTube videos. And there was none. Now we all know what Twitter is. It's a lot of politics, there's gaming. Obviously, there's a lot of girls, myself included, that are on Twitter. Like, but I just feel it's not a very women first conversation versus like Threads. I go on there and it's like literally people like, "What are you wearing?" and girl memes. Like I just feel there's more girl memes, like girl jokes are on
Mhm.
Threads. And Instagram's a more women dominated platform, so that's probably why. But I'm kind of like a lot of people are hating on Threads, and I'm not saying it's great by any means. I got blocked on it for a week, but
Oh, what'd you
yeah,
say? What'd you do?
I'm I made fun of Threads, and then they wouldn't let me post for a week. What
Oh
was my
my god,
thread?
I just made fun of Threads. I
Be
don't think they
careful.
blocked me. I don't
They
really care.
Okay,
I made fun of them for a reason. I don't go on it.
my thread was, "Did the novelty of Threads already wear off for everyone, or is that my messed up dopamine system's talking?" And then I couldn't post for a week.
What
I
do
was
you
like,
mean? Like, they blocked you? They said you're blocked?
I just couldn't, like, every time I tried deleting the app, re-downloading it for a whole week. Every time I tried to tweet, it said, like, unavailable, and I couldn't look at my old tweets. Like, I had other people in the office
Threads.
Threads. See? But
Get it
other people in the
together.
office, I was like, "Go on my page. Is it deleted?" And they're like, "No, it's all fine." I'm like, "These motherfuckers blocked me." So don't make
They're
fun of Threads.
silencing you.
They did. They're
Oh
gaslighting
my
me.
gosh.
Threads gaslighted me.
Gaslighting at Threads. We're both gonna get
Title.
blocked now. I'm like, do it.
Definitely.
I
Do it.
literally my last thread was like, "Me," and, like, acting like, "Me, star. I'm gonna go on Threads all the time. I love this." A week later, me doesn't check it, like, once. I said something
Yeah.
like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I It's like there's so many platforms. I never was into Twitter. My account recently got disabled, so somebody definitely hacked into it,
Oh, that's
and I
unfortunate.
just don't even care. I'm like, "Whatever, okay."
It's
Like, I
not even
can't get
Twitter
it
now.
back. I've tried, and it just won't work because I think they changed something, and I'm like, "Have my tweets from back in college, fine, have at it." But,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I never went on it. But Michael told me that he heard that Twitter's becoming X.
Oh, no, it already did. Like, yesterday. There's no
Like, it
longer
got
Twitter, it's X.
updated?
Like, if you go, the icon is at the top, the bird's dead, there's just an X at the
The
top. I'm
bird's
like,
dead? Like, the X is in the bird?
"No, no, like, this bird's just gone." Like, maybe it went on vacation, but knowing Elon, he killed the bird.
Okay, low key, I kinda hate that. What are you gonna say? "I'm
I think
Xing?"
it's so dumb.
It's so
Exactly.
stupid. It's so dumb.
X.com.
Boys are just and their little wars online, clearly this is something to do with Threads. I'm just like, "God, just keep the bird," and just people like to say tweet. You won because Threads, they're referring and confusing themselves as tweets, so it's like you still
Ex
win. Now the X
you
thing, I'm like, "Okay, now I'm really not gonna get my account back. I don't care."
All I can say is, have you ever called it Meta once? No, we all call it Facebook and Instagram, like we should, as we'll
Yeah.
continue to call Twitter, Twitter. X, it just sounds like porn site. Let's be real,
Oh my gosh, it does.
right?
It
You're
totally does.
And what are you, instead of retweet, you're gonna re-X? Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't
Wait,
sound
speaking
right.
of porn,
Yeah.
um, I was listening to a podcast and they talked about this Instagram page that they found called Puppy Melons. And it's like you go to this Instagram account. Okay, you guys, whoever's listening, you have to do this. Go
Where
to
is
this
this
Instagram
going?
account, Puppy Melons, and then just see who's following it. And it's basically like it looks like a puppy account
Yeah.
and it's all these cute puppies. And then if you swipe, they're like hot girls in bikinis. And so then like on the podcast, they were talking about how like
Yeah.
they saw like their guy friends were following it. Like
Oh my God, that's
absurd. Like
good.
guys are hiding it. So they're literally like following a puppy account, but then there's a swipe
Oh
and it's
my
always like this
God.
hot girl, which I'm kind of like, that is the dumbest thing ever. There are like so many OnlyFans things.
Oh, yeah,
There's also porn sites in general that I'm like, why
literally.
would you follow this on Instagram? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't know no one I knew was following it.
Yeah.
But I thought
It's,
that was so funny. So I'm like, anybody listening, go look up Puppy Melons and see who's following it. And someone's about to get in
oh
trouble.
my God. I love it. I love it. That's,
Yeah.
I was like, you're like porn puppies. I was like, where are you going?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
no, I was like, oh my God, that's a,
Fascinating, right?
gonna go give it a follow right now. Support the
But it's
pups.
truly like, I'm sorry, are you 8 years old? Like,
I know. I
it
think
just
it's
like,
just
it doesn't make sense.
the dumb man brain. They're like, haha. Like, I don't even think they actually
They
follow
think
it. They
it's
just think it's
funny.
funny. They're like, oh, I'm hiding the hot girl. I'm like, we don't think you can go on Pornhub.
Right? That's where I was like, if they actually wanted to hide this from their significant other, I think
Oh
they'd be
yeah.
a little bit more sly about it.
I
Like,
think
that's
they
so
want to get
silly.
caught. Like they're just like, hoo hoo. Like
Totally.
I'd be like, Megs, good one.
Maybe they have a fetish with puppies and hot girls.
Ooh, let's not go down that route. But you know what?
No,
Sadly, at least one of them does. Sadly.
definitely.
'Cause the world is a
Definitely.
unfriendly place. Speaking of
Hmm.
unfriendly places, confession sessions. So
Love it.
we there's nothing more we love than your guys' unhinged moment. So we're gonna try and once again you can submit it, but we'll try and have an Instagram story where you can also submit. And we got some good ones. So I can read one, you can read one. We'll just go back and forth of what you guys have been up to chaotically over the last month. So I'm gonna go first. So one of you bought a knife to run with, which unfortunately, after she's feeling threatened on a run, wild times as a woman. And I was like, I just want everyone to know, all you predators listening, you are now the prey. Us girls, the hot girl runs, hot girl walks. We're packing heat. We have knives. We've got don't attack us. This is our world now. The hot girl walk. We're
Yeah.
we're packing heat now. We've got knives.
We
Stay
now
away.
choose
This is
violence.
our trail. We're sick of being threatened. We're choosing violence. Watch out. We're packing heat. And you know what?
I
It's
love it.
sad, but watch out. You're now the prey, predators.
I agree. I honestly made a TikTok about this where I was like, the reason why I run distance so often isn't because like I'm trying to get good at running or I want to look hot from this run. It's because I want to like have a well, I don't want this, but if somebody was to come and attack me, I can one outrun them in a
Mhm.
distance. Like they can keep chasing me, but I will win.
Yeah,
Or two, they get so intimidated at how fast as fuck I am that they turn around and I start running and chasing them.
I love it. That's why you got to wear it. That's why we wear the glasses and vests. They don't know. They're like, that
Yes.
girl's way too fast for me. Way too fast. I'm like, yep,
Yes.
you
Oh
can't
my
catch
gosh,
me.
listen to the funniest thing ever. Kat told me she said she used to work at Walmart and she would have to walk home after like an evening session or
Yeah,
evening what's it called? Shift.
yeah.
And she said she would airbox because she wanted like if anybody was trying to steal her, she would airbox that like so one, they either look like she's crazy and they
That
don't want to
shit
mess
crazy.
with her, or
Oh,
two, that she's a really scary good boxer and she can
yeah.
beat them up.
Honestly,
Is that not the
normalize
best
that.
story ever?
That is the best story. I love cats so much for that. Now let's because if you look crazy, like I don't guys don't want to deal with crazy. So just look
No.
psychotic. And nothing better than a
Look
little
crazy.
rocky moment. Just
Yeah,
going
she
down
said she would
airboxing.
do it the whole way home. I was
It's genius.
cackling. I'm
It's
like,
a
that is brilliant.
it's a good workout and you look crazy as hell and you're safe. I love it.
Yeah. And she looks like she knows what she's doing and that she could beat him up.
Yeah, shadow box. Shadow box, pack heat, Oakley sunglasses, running vests. We're unstoppable.
Love, love.
Do you want to hit episode the
Okay.
second?
Yes. Next one, needing to cancel boxing classes, speaking of, because I have a crush on the trainer.
How many
I feel like I need more context.
I please submit more. I could
Yeah.
expose who it
Like,
is, but I won't, but I need details.
oh, I was like, you know them?
I who I do know who submitted it. So I'm like, I'm gonna get the details. I was like, I need to know this
Wait, yeah,
trainer.
get the details and report back. Like, is she in a relationship and that's why? Or like, is she wanting to shoot her shot? I have so many questions.
I have so many. But also it's like embarrassing because like especially like you go and you work out and sometimes you're sweaty and I get awkward. I'd be like, oh, it's the Hawkeye. I don't want to look stupid. I don't know what to say. Like, are you the person? Actually, are you guys the person? If you have a crush on your trainer, do you go to there more or do you go there less? Question.
Less. Me,
Honestly,
less.
less. I would always go to the class before or after. That would be my call. I just want a quick run in, a quick, hey, how's it going? Balls in your court. I'm spending an
Yeah,
hour of like trying to get your attention. I just want 5 seconds before or
same.
after.
I'm
That's the
a
call.
I'm not a shoot your shot girl. I'm gonna run away and hide from you if I think you're cute.
I'm gonna ironically show up the same place as you are a little too often, and you're gonna take his chance.
You know what? That is what we call in Swifty Nation mastermind. It's a
What
song
can I
and it's
say?
literally about that, like being all these coincidences, but really she's a mastermind and she plotted everything. It's like when you like, say with Megs, if you had a crush on him and like you knew his number or whatever,
Mhm.
and you were like saying, well, no, that's not a good example. I don't
I'd go.
know.
I'd find out the
But
gym he's working out at and get a membership there,
yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah. And then he
ironically
just
work
thinks
at the
he met
same
a
time.
hot girl by fate, but
I know.
you stalked him down. Weirdly, I did that to a lot of boys in high school.
We all do, and I respect it.
Mhm.
If you're not,
Mhm.
I saw a meme a little while ago, and like, no more Tinder, no more Hinge, no more Bumble. This is what the girls are doing this summer. You're going on LinkedIn. You're gonna find the man who has the job you want. You're gonna figure out where they go for lunch. You're gonna go there for lunch. You want an executive? Where are they going? They're going to Black and Blue in Yaletown. That's where you're going. And so that's how we're meeting it. We're going on LinkedIn. We're finding the jobs we want. We're finding where they're going for lunch, and that's how. No more Tinder. That's how we're masterminding relationships from now on.
Not
Speak.
LinkedIn becoming the newest dating site.
I know LinkedIn is where all the hot singles are.
Wow.
I guess
I
I also met my boyfriend on a dating app, so I'm full of shit saying all this.
ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Honestly, my one experience on the dating app was in college. It was brand new because we're
Mhm.
ancient, apparently.
Sadly.
And I was like, I lived in a small college town and I got on. I don't even know if I ever deleted my account, to be honest. I think I just deleted the app. And like I got on it and I like saw like 3 guys and then I was like, "Oh," and all I thought about was me bumping into these people on campus or at a party, and it gave me such an ick, I deleted the app. So I probably had it for 5 minutes, and then I met Michael. If I didn't meet Michael, I probably would totally try dating apps because
Yeah.
why not? They sound
Yeah.
kind of fun, and also, like, why not get I feel like you can get really, what is it called? Confidence boost on
Oh
those
yeah,
apps.
definitely. You just learn. You
Mhm.
honestly practice your texting for when you actually meet someone who matters. And you're like, oh, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's try this one liner. Does it work? Oh, nope. You just
Oh,
gotta just you're like,
look
"Ooh,
out.
they're really offended by that," or the "Oh, joke right over their head." You just gotta that's how you learn, and then you're like, "Wow, why are you so good at texting?" Tinder.
Tinder.
It's
I've
just
had practice.
it's just practice rounds. It's not serious.
I love that.
Speaking of not serious, let's go to confession number 3, which is actually very serious when I say it. Confession number 3. My grandma died. Next day, the whole family goes on a bar crawl for my cousin's 21st. That's what I want.
This,
If
like,
my
literally makes me cringe.
This is I respect it. If I die, I don't wanna take away from my I guess, what would the cousin be? Whatever it is, my
The
granddaughter,
nephew or
yeah,
niece?
granddaughters.
Oh, whoa.
I guess it would be the
Yeah, no.
granddaughters, wouldn't it be? I don't know.
I have no
Her
idea.
21st, I'd be like, You go drink for grandma. You do tequila shots for grandma. You shotgun for grandma. Every cheers, I want for grandma. But that's where I think you and me could be different.
Very different. I'm like, "Ma'am, this is the most unhinged thing I have ever heard."
I love it.
Maybe too soon because my grandma did pass away, and it
True.
was very traumatizing. And my grandma was not a drinker, so she would not approve
Mm.
of this.
Yeah,
She
not good
was a
combo.
lovely Christian lady. Um, yeah, so that's where we are different because I think unhinged, you think but you know what? It's like a wake.
You got to read the room. I was like, if your grandma was like loved her wine, you got to drink for grandma. If grandma didn't, you got to cry for grandma.
Yeah,
So it
there
all
you go.
depends on your grandma.
Yeah, maybe the grandma said do it.
If it was me speaking in 60 years, I'm like beer bong.
Do it now. Otherwise,
21st, I want you blacking out. I want you at every club. I want you
yeah,
getting
yeah,
3 hours. I want tequila shots.
yeah. I love that.
Perfect.
Okay, next one. Did step ups in the gym, fell, barbell crashed on my arm and broke it, fainted 5 times, now ugliest is what you wrote. What is that? Oh, sorry.
Ugliest.
Fainted 5 times, now ugliest tan line, and sweating arm in the plaster cast.
Oh, so a little context because she only had like two little bubbles to say it. So she did step
Okay.
up from the gym, and while she probably had the barbells, it crashed and broke her arm, and she probably just kept fainting. So she's probably getting up, fainting, getting up, and then she has a cast. And in the summertime, so she probably got the worst tan line possible from this cast. Like just one arm is just
Oh
half
no.
pasty, half tan. Like the humiliation of just knowing, like at your gym anytime you drop something, oh, the poor girl. Respect though. I think it's a badge of honor. You wear that tan line. You know what I mean? You're
Absolutely.
like, I survived this. I work out so hard. I
Yeah.
broke something. You're,
If anybody's a New Girl fan, think of when Jess kisses Robbie in the gym and the barbell falls on his face. That's all I'll say. That's what it reminds me of.
that
And he
I
like ended up going to the hospital and like just all these bad things kept happening to him at the gym after she kissed him.
you know what is the worst human thing we all do? And I've realized this because of TikTok. Well, at least 50% of us. Anytime like a weight's over your head, you just visualize it breaking your skull. Anyone else?
No.
Oh, maybe this is just me. Every time, like I've said, I'm doing like chest press. I'm there the whole time. I'm like, don't drop this. And all I can think about is it dropping on my face and my skull exploding.
That's
And
fair.
that's intrusive thoughts, kids.
That's
Unfortunate.
unwanted intrusive thoughts right there.
And that's called neurodivergence. Just kidding.
All right, should we jump into questions?
We shall. To wrap this up, I will start asking with you. Do you have any new favorite daily routines for the summer or favorite products?
Favorite products. Well, I'm getting into my skincare era,
Ooh.
and Kat helped me. She's studying to be an esthetician, so I actually have a skincare routine. You'd be very proud.
Oh, very proud.
I hit up some hyaluronic acid with some vitamin C, followed by
Love,
moisturizer, sunscreen
love. That is
at
a
night.
great combo. At
Right?
night?
Thank you.
Oh, I thought you meant at night you were doing.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
you're wearing
Sorry.
sunscreen at
No,
night?
at night. If anybody knows SpongeBob, they know that. And then nighttime, I do retinol with moisturizer. And Kat was, I was like, bro, retinol destroys my face. And she actually told me to get retinol like 3 years ago. And I bought the one 3 years ago and I never used it again because I went to a wedding that I look like a lizard. I had scales on
Mm,
my face from
yeah.
retinol. She was like, you put too much. She's like, you're supposed to mix it with your moisturizer. And I was like, oh. So
Yeah.
I'll keep you updated. I may still
Please
hate
do.
it.
It
Just
depends.
trying to keep the youth.
You gotta build up to it. Like I started with every second day a little bit, then I moved to every day. And some people go through a peeling stage and then it evens out. All depends.
Yeah.
But
What's yours?
Necessaire's body sunscreen. I'm obsessed. I was looking for a mineral sunscreen. Everyone's got different beliefs. I get a lot of hate either side, but personally, I know it can come off when you sweat or swim. I'm not really a sweaty person. I'm not wearing it when I swim. But I personally prefer a physical sunscreen. Just there is some controversy about the health negative effects of a chemical one. But that's for you to decide, not me. And Necessaire's, it's got also like skin hydrating benefits. So it feels like I'm putting on a moisturizer, but it's
Nice.
sunscreen. So I love.
Have
Speaking
you
of,
used the Supergoop face sunscreen?
yeah, I'm not a fan. Don't
Really? I
don't
love
like
it.
super glue. But the one I love, most people hate. I love Drunk Elephants because it's got the anti-pollution, it's got antioxidants, it doesn't break me out. Some people it has a white cast, but I'm a pale girl, so no white cast over here.
Mm,
Super
love
Goop,
it.
it's mattifying, and I'm a dry girl. So as soon as I hear matte, I'm like,
Oh.
I want oil.
Mhm.
I want hydrating. So
Yeah.
not a matte girl.
Fair. Fair.
Favorite place for summer?
Favorite place for summer? I mean, through and through, I'm a New York girly. We're gonna go before we go to Europe. We're gonna head out there for about a month, and it's my favorite place.
I love that.
Also, I haven't really left this summer, so this is more for you.
Mhm. Ooh, so far this summer, I do love the Calgary Stampede. It's so basic, but there's
Okay.
something, and Vancouver. I was even thinking about there's something I love about Canada in the summer because Canadians get so little of it that there's such a freedom in the air. They're like we appreciate it so much. So like I love Ibiza and Spain and all those places. But I'm like I can go in December and it's still great. But in the
Mhm.
summertime, I actually kind of like being home because everyone's like, oh my god, do you see it? Like, everyone watches every sunset. So they're
Yeah.
I could like Canada in the summer.
I get that.
Unpopular
That's how I
opinion.
feel with Seattle. I think it's really pretty.
Same.
Like, go back every summer, and we go back in a couple weeks, and, like, yeah, before it's unfortunate with the forest fires, but before that,
Mhm.
stunning.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, let's finish
Oh,
off.
I added in wait, can I
Ooh,
add mine?
please yeah, go for it.
Someone asked, "What are your thoughts on Yuka?" I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but have you heard of this app?
No, you explain and I'm gonna look at it.
Okay, so it's an app that you can scan barcodes wherever you're at. Could be food, it could be skincare, it could be anything, and it'll rate it from, like, 1 to 100 and, like, basically tell you if it's healthy or not, in the sense of, like,
Mm.
you could scan your sunscreen and it could be like 8 out of 100 and you'd be like, "Damn, I thought this was healthy."
Yeah.
So, like, it just kind of debunks a lot of skincare or things like that, or even food that,
Mhm.
like, claims it's healthy. If it's like
Yeah.
keto friendly, gluten
Yeah.
free, and then you, like, scan it and you're like, "Oh shit, like, there's actually a lot of bad ingredients." And in the sense of, like, it's not like too fattening, it's more of like, "Oh, here are the chemicals that are in it, and they've been linked to, like, this cancer, or they've been
Mhm.
linked to, like, this X, Y, and Z." But also, they asked my thoughts. I say take it as a grain of salt. We all
Mhm.
have our own, like, vices in the sense of, like, what are you okay with? Because almost everything is gonna be bad that's
Mhm.
processed.
Yeah.
And also, I did notice a flaw that, like, pink salt, they'll
Yeah.
say is, like, bad or, like,
Mhm.
medium just
Yeah.
because it has high sodium. And that's
Exactly.
where you have to be like, "Okay, of course, that's sodium,"
Yeah.
but if it's, like, claiming to be only pink salt and then it says it's all these added ingredients, it is kinda cool because then it'll stop you from buying something that you're like, "Oh, I thought this was all natural," or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, so I actually do that with it. Even, like, Liquid IV, I, like,
Yeah.
went to buy it at Costco, and then I, like, did it, and I was like, "Oh, there's actually a lot in
Mhm.
this," and
Yeah.
I just didn't buy it.
So I guess my thoughts, I've used a bunch of those apps for skincare and I really like those because they just show like a lot of products like for example, the physical sunscreen minerals. Like I've really just really transitioned, not necessarily just like clean, but like what are the negative aspects hormonally of anything I put on my skin instead of just be like, does it like my skin look good? So I'm just trying to think that because your skin's your biggest organ. So I do like
Yeah.
those. Even like my self tanner. There's some like really bad ones for you. There's some that are a bit better. So I use it for like stuff like that. And now I'm kind of dialed in, but I personally don't like it for food in the sense it can be great for some people. I think of you're just learning you have to educate yourself on nutrition and everyone goes through on a different path and it can just kind of help you inform. But like you said, I think you have to take it with a grain of salt because what is its parameters for good or bad. I'm going to use red meat as a classic example of like the WHO, so World Health Organization, has deemed red meat as a carcinogenic. But like it's really debated because like a lot of the research is done with people who are eating processed meat, hamburgers, versus were these people just eating like a wild caught, free running cow or bison. Like there's a vast difference between those two, regardless if you believe in eating red meat or not. I think we can all agree a processed burger versus just a steak, which is going to be better. So I think like that's the problem. Also with apps like that, like you said, the salt, it's just going to be like because who said beef is bad, it's going to say this isn't good. So I think there's like a lot of context, and it's like food is so subjective. So that's why I was like, you
Mhm.
just have to take it with a grain of salt. Of like I said, you take it and you're like, why is it saying salt is bad? and you're like, oh, it's high sodium. But you're like, that, yeah, salt is literally just sodium. So of course it's going to be high. But the reason I'm buying it is because I want the sodium. So, and like
Mhm.
sodium isn't evil. Excessive sodium when you're sedentary, not great. A lot of sodium for an active person, great. So that's something you just got to take with a grain of salt like anything.
Totally. I
Yeah.
agree.
Love it. Love it. Let's finish off with one last one that I thought would be appropriate.
Okay.
How do you find how do you get back on track quickly, steps after holidays? Because we talked about how to have a bit more of an active vacay before we left, but what have you done when you've come back?
I feel like I always do like a big grocery shop and meal
Mhm.
prep for the week so I don't have to think about it. Because I think that's the most time consuming. And then just going to the gym. Even
Mhm.
if I'm not ready to like get back into my routine, at least just going and like moving, I
Yeah.
think is so helpful just to instill that because sometimes we'll get back after a holiday and we'll be like, oh, like I'll just keep pushing it off, or
Mhm.
I'm like, I've broken that habit. So I at least go, even if I'm just doing a light workout or something.
Yeah.
What do you
I
do?
love that. Well, actually, I was thinking about this today because I kind of did this today and it is almost exactly what you said. But for a workout, I do say if I have a specific routine, I do the exact routine, but with like 1% effort. So, like the first few days, like say I had to do 5 times 10 squats and I normally do it with 100 pounds, I would do it with 10 pounds. Like, no
Mm-hmm.
way. Like, it seems so easy. And like the whole point is just getting back in the routine of it, but it not being too mentally or physically challenging because then I just keep putting it off. So I'll just
Yeah.
kind of go through the motions, almost like a fake going through the motions of everything. And then after a day or two, you're like back in the groove and you're like, that's boring. Why wouldn't I lift the 100 pounds? So
Yeah.
that's how I get back into fitness. And I think a good deep clean is so nice. You know what I mean? I come
Yeah.
back and I just deep clean my apartment, deep clean my fridge, and then I give myself a couple days. Like the first week back last week, I was like, yeah, I ordered out a lot. I slowly start rebuilding the fridge, do a big grocery haul, but you also don't have to rush into it. You're like each day do a
Mm-hmm.
little something. The first clean, do laundry, grocery shop, cook some food, take it day by day.
Yeah. I love that. Nailed it.
Perfect. And with
Well, I
that,
hope that, yeah, with that, we're going to skedaddle. This was a long one, but lots to catch up on.
love it.
Don't forget to submit confession session for the next one and shoot us any questions that you have or if you want any advice. We'd love to answer.
Hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube and follow us on Instagram, hitting the bars. And we love y'all. Bye bye.
Bye.